Welcome. Welcome, families, parents, and caregivers. My name's Jennifer Ehalt, and I'm the Senior Education Manager at Common Sense. And I'm here today to talk to you about some of the resources that we have to offer in terms of parenting in the digital age. And with me today is my partner, Sue Thoughts. Sue, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hey y'all, my name is Sue and I live in Los Angeles and I have two kids, ages 15 and 17, and I am also a senior program manager along with Jennifer at Common Sense. And what we're here today to tell you a little bit about is some of the resources that we have at Common Sense are being used by your school, and they're being used in a program that provides education around what we call digital citizenship, which you might have heard this term. And what it means is that we're teaching students how to navigate the world of media and technology in a way that is responsible and ethical, and also, that helps them build their social capabilities to be able to engage in an online world. So as a parent and a caregiver, you are an essential part of that. So we're trying to help you today with some of these resources that will help you reinforce some of these concepts at home that the kids are learning at school. And so we'd like to also try to provide some help and relief, perhaps for some of you who are having some trouble or who need some guidance around helping kids, parents with all of this media and technology. I know I need this. So by all means, let's get started. Let's show you some resources and we'll show you how me and Jennifer use them.
Yeah, Sue, you're not alone. I'm a parent of a 4 and 6-year-old, and I can use all the help I can get right now. So hopefully you'll find the next 2 to 3 minutes, helpful as we take a look at an inside look at the Common Sense resources. There are tons of them. I want to be honest. You can definitely get down a rabbit hole very quickly, but we want to keep this, easy. We want to keep it high level. So there's a list of links here out to some of our favorite, most used, the go-tos type resources here. We're going to take a deep dive into them. And I'm going to start with sort of my story around how I got started using the Common Sense resources. So with a 4 and 6-year-old, movies have begun to be very popular in our home. And it was difficult for me to understand, like, is the movie okay for them? Is there anything, are there swear words in it? Are there any heavy scenes? Are there things I'm going to have to talk about after the movie that I'm not prepared or ready for? So our reviews, we do reviews on apps, books, movies, games, websites, anything media, all things media. And if you see here, it gives you the age appropriateness of the content, so maturity level in terms of whether or not your child could be ready for this type of storyline. And then the 5 stars you see there, those green stars that are lit up, really talk about the value and the content and the learning that could occur. So Inside Out's one of our favorite movies. It gives you a rubric, as you can see here. I kind of popped out that rubric. At a quick view, I can see, oh, great, there's positive messages. Oh, and I even see the role models is pretty lit up. Violence and scariness only has a 2. I can handle that. So it's really just a quick way for parents and caregivers to make those quick decisions when we're like, let's do movie night. And then you'll also see I lit up the Common Sense selection ribbon. So we do Common Sense selections are really, I'll be honest, my go-to. If I see that little ribbon, because not all of our content has the ribbon on it. And so if it has that little ribbon, I do feel like it's tried and true and overall, 100% great for families, whether it's a book, a movie, or a TV show. So be on the lookout for those. It's a really nice way to get started on all this media. The next thing is with my 6-year-old, she's coming home from school now saying, what's YouTube Kids? My friend found this on YouTube Kids. And I'm going, oh goodness, I better figure out YouTube Kids. So we also have ultimate guides for a number of platforms, one being YouTube Kids. And what I look at it as maybe like Cliff Notes. So you can see here, you can look it up. What is it? And then I popped out the question. So it answers every question you might have around safety, privacy, content, etc. And just another quick way to kind of get yourself acclimated, because honestly, at the end of the day, the more you know, the better. And at the end of the day, they don't have to know how much you know. But if they know you went to the YouTube Kids like Cliff Notes, and they'll think you know it all. So just a really great resource. And then last but not least, my very favorite that's really helped navigate the media balance in my house are the family media agreements. And this was just a way for me to sit down and say, here's what our devices are, this is what we're going to do with our devices in our home. You know, this is where we're allowed to watch. This is where we're not. You know, device-free dinners is one thing we definitely implement. Timers, you know, creating that idea around habits, and 1 or 2 shows is plenty. And when that timer goes off, it's time to play or take a walk, etc. So these agreements really just like a check sheet. Everyone's agreeing it, you're signing it, I hang it up and refer to it. You know, as the weeks go on, we just go back to it. And, you know, the eye roll is already happening. I will be honest, like, oh, mom, but you know what? It's helpful all around. So those are my 3. They've been helpful. They've been lifesavers and just getting my feet wet around all of this and feeling good about it. So I'm going to turn it over to Sue, and she's going to give you her perspective as a mom of a tween and teen.
Excellent. Yeah. So I just wanted to mention one more tool that is called the Tech Balance Program. And what this is it's technology tips that are delivered straight to your phone. And so you would text the word kids to 21555 if you want it in English, or familia if you want it in Spanish. And you can see an example of one of those tips right over here on the left. And it is designed for kids who are younger certainly than my kids, around Jennifer's kids' age. But I certainly, as a parent of older kids, also enjoy receiving these as well. So this one is specifically about, you know, helping your kids with focus and self-control, and how you might find some of those resources as well. So I just wanted to mention that one. But then, you know, of course, the things that we are using in our household are very different than the things that Jennifer is using. I have, you know, as I said, older kids. And so we still use those parent ultimate guides. So when my daughter was interested in Instagram a few years ago, she was still only 12. She wasn't quite 13. And so you have to be 13 in order to be able to use some of these social media platforms. So the deal was that I was able to get an Instagram and she was able to run the account. And so, you know, we were able to do that for the first year together before she was able to get her own account on her own. And now she is 17 and off and running. And then of course, there's also that parent guide to TikTok as well that's there, or any other social media app that you might be interested in, Snapchat or any of the others. And so the other piece that I wanted to mention is I listen to a lot of audiobooks. I listen on Libby and I listen on Audible. And so some of these books I sometimes get to share with my kids, right? When we're captive in a car, when we are, you know, sitting at the kitchen table, you know, when we're making breakfast, and it's something that I'm listening to. And the one that I'm listening to right now is the Trevor Noah biography. And so that's been something that, you know, it's just kind of been what we're doing this week, right? We're listening together this week, and it's been really enjoyable for all of us. So with all of these resources, we just wanted to ask you, what is something that, you know, did something catch your eye today, right? What are you going to do? What are you going to share? What are you going to use and what are you going to use in your household? Maybe it's a family media agreement. Maybe it's trying to find some other, you know, good picks for you and your kids with media and technology. All of the resources that we shared today are found on the commonsense.org website, and the specific pieces that we talked about today, the media ratings and reviews, the family media agreement, the articles and parenting advice, the ultimate guides, and Tech Balance should be available from your school as well. So we'll send those links on out, and you should have them right at your fingertips to get started. So thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate your time, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.
Right, great. Thank you.